Hey guys, y'all just gonna have to bear with me. I am house sitting, so I'm in a whole different house and limited supplies. So I've not been able to do some videos. We are in testing season at school and just some things going on. Got me a little down, so I haven't been able to really feel like doing any crafting. And I thought, you know what, I'm house sitting. I'm in this big house all by myself, me and three of my grandpups. So you might hear them. You might see a head or ear or tail poke in. But this is something I had shown before on, not before, I showed results of. I take that back. But this is just a plastic cooking mat from Dollar Tree. I think you can get 2 in a pack for $1.25. And all those papers, you know, like junk papers, pieces of the sheet music papers that I really can't use for anything else other than just bases. So this is one of my DIY jelly print stuff. Yes, I do have a brayer. I didn't dig out my DIY stuff, but that works just as good. But I got this one at a good deal. But there are things you can use. So this is one of my DIY jelly printing type of things. But it's really simple. Not much to it. But just the plastic. And yeah, you can't do everything like you do with a really jelly print. And I think I've got too much paper, paint there. This is a jelly brayer, but personally, I do not like it as much as I like my other ones. Even my DIY ones. But just bear with me. So all I'm doing is trying to do some bases. I want to get some bases laid down on some of this paper. To cover it up, because you know you don't want to see some of this stuff. I mean, that's okay, but I mean it's not great. But and so that's what I'm doing. I'm just gonna be playing around. I don't really know how this video is gonna go. I might just turn it on and have music. I might just sit here and just have it ASMR. You listen to the brayer go off. I really don't know. But see how that, you know, it's just sort of putting like a base on there. And this is actual paints that are fairly decent paints. I'm going to do another video where I'm just using all my old stuff. Things, you know, that clump up. Because I did some things and I use that too. I make that for dyes, sprays, and also I use it for printing. And I'm just going to build up. Oh, look there. Don't y'all just love the little things like that? I told you I'm doing something new. I'm in a new place, new setup. And this is not what holds my camera well. I'm sorry for the ride. But you know what? Life happens, right? I need to figure something out. I will. But just trying to get some layers so that I can have it, and it's sort of covering up the writing, but not so much. One of my favorite colors that I like to use. I love black. I've said that before. I love black and white. And black is awesome to cover things. And there's nothing on that brayer, but do y'all see how it doesn't really want to roll? Here we go. Hoping the video is not horrible. But it is what it is, guys. What you see with me is what you get. Some background that I can build on. I'm just playing around. So this is like basic, and I'll do other videos of showing different stuff using these DIY. I got about, oh God, gosh, I don't know if it's 3 or 4 different things that can be used. Honestly, don't remember. Because I just like to play and discover stuff. But here's one. So you can get painty papers. You can just roll these straight on your papers if you want to. Maybe I'll do another video of those. So I like to keep my videos short. See, I just love that, the way that comes up there and just... Looks like that one needs to go in the... Ignore. Well, apologize. I shook the table because I knocked everything down. I'm sure there's been other people that do things like this, using this type of stuff, but I really don't know. I've never seen anybody. But that doesn't mean it hasn't happened out there. So, if you happen to know that there's somebody that does this same thing using a cheap plastic cutting board or cutting mat, whoops. Let me know, because I would like to know and go watch them and see what they did with it. I love that. See how I got too much paint there on that side? Well, that's fine. I can still use it. I just rolled it over to the side a little bit. And a little way off there. And then now I'll just roll it right on there. And yes, what people call boogers or dried paint, there's a little right there. I don't really worry about that when I'm doing my papers like this that I'm wanting for background. Because personally, I think it makes pretty good texture. Because we try to create that texture on mixed media stuff all the time. So, just leave it in there. Same thing with some of my dyed papers. I use lace and stuff to dye designs on. Since this one's white on this side, I'm sort of spreading it out a little bit more, trying to get it covered. But my suggestion to everyone is just find your craft supplies and play. Just play. It's paper. It's paper and some paint. You know, you can get a thing of paint. 50 cents. Okay, now, you see it's starting to stick. I did not, after about 4 or 5, because it gets, because this is not jelly plate. I spritched it with water. This is not a jelly plate, so it will start. So after about 4 or 5, you're supposed to spritz it, and guess what? I forgot to do it. That's no big deal, because this will come right off if I work at it. I'm gonna peel this off, but look, see that's good collage stuff. Excellent collage stuff. I need some more water. One of my grandpups is right here. She loves water, and so she's thinking I'm getting ready to play with her. She's about ready to get a nose full of pinky water, which wouldn't be a good thing because that means I have to give her a bath. Yeah, girl. I don't feel like giving a bath tonight. Now this one's going to dry a little bit more, and you can see the print because it's got to dry first. But it comes right off. You just spritz it with your water. It loosens it up. Comes right up. No big deal. I want to wipe this down a little bit. I don't have it with me, but you can treat this. But this is usually what I just do. I just take my rag and just go in and wipe it off after a little bit. And if you're changing colors, you're wiping it off each time anyway. You don't have to worry about that. I know this is probably boring to some of you, and it's okay. Appreciate you watching. If you need to leave, there we go. All good. And this is what I'm going to sit here and do for a while. Just make me some papers. This is single layer, adding colors to get a marbling or whatever. A little more extra water in this, but this is the wonderful thing about your papers, guys. They dry. Okay? But if you're using an actual jelly plate, and yes, I do have one, that if you leave your papers laying on there, they're going to stick to that too. I mean, come on. Same difference. So, not perfect, I don't think, but hey, it still works. It still works. I don't like that I could see that print as much, so I'm going to get some darker purple. See if that works. And worst case scenario, if it doesn't cover up all my prints, look at this side. I've got this side over here to use for backing of cards and put two together. Much better. There we go. But I'm going to sit here and do this for a while and see what I can come up with.